agree that Nana Balkaran Singh has lived his life profoundly well. And this is evident in our scripture, that when we are leaving, the soul, this material body, is bidding farewell to all relatives and friends. The soul should be smiling, looking back, mere leaving that legacy that is left. And the soul is rejoicing in the sense, I am leaving and I fulfill my task. I've completed this task, living task, profoundly well. It is said in our scripture, for one to understand love, they must understand the grief. We must pass through grief in order to understand love. The great men that passed beyond served this message to us. So let us sympathizers take this message, the uptone of Nana's life, and stir the sentiments in our life, so that we can develop not only our actions, but develop our mindset to such an extent that we understand life's reality. Life is a defeat and life is victory. Life is a scale and it's also our balance. We are also our own enemy and we are also our own friend. It is how we apply this self with the spiritual knowledge in understanding our mere purpose here. It is said, kuch karang gati or kuch purbuch ki kamai. We sow a habit and we reach a character. And then we sow a character and then we reach a destiny. And we can say proudly that this character is spotless. Funerals serve as reminders to us all the living that we take nothing, but we're taking the sukariduk, we're taking the good things we did and also the bad things we did. But what is left? The legacy is left. The good times, the good memories is left. And memories cannot be washed away. Just as how the soul changes body, the memories shall remain. And there's this common saying, you know, at the time of death, at the time of disintegration of the five elements, the person connection and our connection finish. But according to Sat Sanatan Dharma, the soul never dies. So if Nana passed 15 years ago, there's still a connection. Memory is felt, emotions is felt. There is still this emotion that is felt within this mind. I would join in with every speaker that spoke before me in agreeing that he was a dharmachari. He was a person that fulfilled his duty. And Lord Krishna, he narrated fully. You see, Arjun's mind was filled with illusion, and the illusion caused delusion. And when delusion happened in the mind, that is when Bhagwan Shiva intervened. And he is known as Ant and Antakal. He is the one who is limited and who is one who is limitless. The one who understands the love of Bhagwan Shiva and his devotee, then he understands death and he understands life. Death does not finish the bond that we all share with someone, but death serves this soul to a higher form of being. In other words, death allows us to escape the binding effects of illusion. Think in this world, if no one dies, what would happen? Everyone have to go through this phase. Where there is birth, there must be death. And death is considered to be inevitable. So Bhagavan Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, he supports this in saying, he says, Arjun, Consider your own duty with no fear. Consider this basic duty, battling for nothing else but righteousness. Once a person is righteous and that person is on a positive path, they should never fear. Because God serves as that guiding effect at every step. He says, Arjun, if death is at your shadow, you should not fear. Because fighting this battle, if you die in this battle, you will gain heaven. Because you're fighting for a good cause. Living our lives, dear ones, we are living this life fighting a battle daily. And this battle is teaching us two things: to have tolerance and to have patience. Once a devotee is having these two qualities, they can never fall prey of being unhappy with relatives and friends. Establish this duty at all times. Bhagavan Krishna says to Arjuna, he says, Swaradamantranamapi Kastravena vinaprate Dharmayadye yuktam navashe divantate Dehi nitram paranam prate sarvanasraveshar bhartatam tamasravestram bhutinati tuyam sustrashamashyate. He says, O Arjun, this element of the self, of the soul is very deep. Some view it as a great wonder, while someone are struck upon viewing this soul. He says, this soul is explained with one thing, and that is spiritual knowledge. He says, similarly, some great one listens and wonderstruck, while some understands the soul element as ever being told. In other words, Bhagavan Krishna is saying to Arjuna, at the time of death, the physical body destroys, but this fine body or the soul lives on according to the actions of that person. In other words, I join in every speaker in saying, a deed brings solace, it brings happiness. But a sin brings desolate, it brings sadness to that person who performed. Why spend our life filling this mind with only sins and negative thoughts? Why not see God in every living entity and have this question in mind? I have lived profoundly well and I'm leaving smiling. The greatest question is asked in our Dharma Puran. The Purana deals with duties of life. What is the greatest thing on the face of this earth? If I should ask, some may say money, some may say family ties. But the greatest thing on the face of this earth is realizing your worth. Every day, living entities are going and coming. But oh man, awake from this illusion and look, though living entities are going and while some are coming, yet you are not cognizant enough to realize your worth. Awake from this slumber and think beyond. Think that one day this soul would also leave this material body. These messages that is left here, not only by me, but every speaker, should be a reminder. Funeral service is not only given to be reminded about the deceased, but what is given here should change our life. It should store the sentiments from what is said and put an extra step forward in our book of life. Death and life gives us two lessons. Death is real, but life is unreal. We take birth not knowing what is the outcome, but death is the final atonement of this material body. This is why this final rite is performed, which is known as Anteshti, the final rite of this material body. So as I leave this message with you from Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavad Gita is there to bring solace, to bring happiness to the mind. That person who reads the Bhagavad Gita should feel this urge, this happiness within that brings peace and solace. Before we join in the Gita Mahatm, on behalf of myself and family, I also take this privilege, this heartfelt privilege in giving faith, courage, determination, and condolences to everyone that is attached to this disease in some way or the other. Not only family members, but everyone that serve him profoundly well. Let us all together put our palms as we all chant the Gita Mahatm. As it is said at the time of death, that one who recites the Gita Mahatm, or even one shlok, brings happiness to the soul. Together we chant. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Hari Hari, Hari Om, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Om, Hari Hari, Hari Om, Hari Hari, Hari Om, Hari Om. Parthaye pratibodhitam Bhagavatam Narayanam Vyakaranam Namuninam Gita Madhye Mahabharyatam. Hari Om, 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 Bhaktanam aham swada tapotarkanam Snityavanti nivedrasam sayuktiram vinashyatam. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om, Aham varnavidram tapavidram samasrate Vishwam libyate varnam vetra mrityuramatyate. Hari Om, Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om. As I ask everyone, stand as we join in final prayer, closing prayer.